B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N. 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 B-R-O-O-K. We wildin'. Okay, we wildin'. Okay, we wildin'. Okay, we wildin'. B-R-O-O-K-L-Y-N.
It's Big Fan Breezy with the Brooklyn Nets vlog. Yo, what's the word? You know what I mean? Everybody, yesterday I came over here and I was like, yo, the way Zaire Williams is playing, we need to go get Cam Boozer. We don't need no AJ Dybantsa. We got Zaire Williams. The very next day, he drops 30. You see the title. Cam Thomas, Egor, Demin, and AJ Dybantsa, the future of the Brooklyn Nets. How real is that? BYU connection between Egor, Demin, and AJ Dybantsa. Huh? Could they possibly teammates? Has there Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox went to the same college and became teammates? It's a real thing go on. Real thing go on. So let's talk about it. This is AJ Dybantsa versus Nebraska. 30.7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, and 3 steals. 10 for 19, 2 for 4 from the three-point line. I like this. I like him already. He took 19 shots and took 4 3-pointers. I like him already. And he was 50% from the three-point line. I like this player already. I take back what I said about AJ Dybantsa and not needing him for the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets absolutely need AJ Dybantsa. Let me, you know what I mean, recant what I said because I didn't see him play. And I was just thinking about position and, you know what I'm saying, drafted from the position. But what do y'all think about that? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Subscribe to Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Subscribe to Big Fan Breezy. You know. But yeah, this is interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I need to pay attention to him all season. He went to BYU. Egor Demin went to BYU. I need to see what he do. So he get the ball off of the break. He pushed. This is a coast-to-coast play. He's aggressive. You know? He goes to the left, strong. Damn, he look like a man-child out there. He goes to the left. He gets to the paint, yo. Bump fake, spin fake. Over 2 people. AJ with the all left side of it, all left side. Wow. Good pass. Smart play. That's a smart play right there. To the other side. He gets to the other side. He's definitely an athlete for sure. Strong. Bruh. Apologies. Yo, Barry, what's good? Yo, Jay, what's good? Ice, what's good? Ice, I sent you the link. This is JTV. What's the word, man?
Ain't shit. I was just over there with Ice. Ice told me you was live. Then I checked my text. That's what you sent it to me. But Ice about to pull up right now, he said.
All right. Yeah. Wayne Wavy. Michael Porter clearly our best player. He going off this year. Okay. All right, you like Mike MPJ? You agree with Wayne Wavy? How you feel about MPJ, Jay? Curious Mike, not curious Mike? Talk to us, man.
Man, I want to see more furiousness than curiousness. But hey, if he could stay on the court,
Right.
like y'all keep slandering the man, talking about he got a bad back and he ain't gonna be able to do nothing. So y'all got a bad picture in my head of the guy. You know what I mean?
No. This is, but at least the content come from verbatim. This is what he's saying on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about how he agrees with Ben Simmons, how he labors through the, but Ben Simmons ain't never put up 30 and 10. He ain't never do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Ben Simmons might have been fooling us, or maybe it is more severe for Ben Simmons than Michael Porter Jr. Whatever the case is, he's a better player than Ben Simmons off the first game. I can tell you that. First watch. But I named this Cam Thomas, Egor Demin, AJ Dybantsa, the future of the Brooklyn Nets, because they already had the connection between AJ Dybantsa and Egor Demin being named, you know what I'm saying, went to BYU for college. So
Okay.
So I'm trying to think, was there ever other college teammates? And there was Malik Monk. They played in college together. Everyone talk about the Knicks. They talk about Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Iceman and Eskimo doing the work on TikTok, on YouTube, all over, man. Talk to them. Tell them where they can find you at. Tell them your handle, and then we're gonna get to it. What up, bro? Ice, you there?
Yo, you can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now, yeah.
Yo?
Yeah,
we good.
We right here. It's like a pause of the gap. Like when you ask us if we can hear you, we can hear you, and then after that we wait for you to talk. We don't really hear nothing. Shout out to Brian Wayne Wavy Barry. Shout out to Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Nets fans is the best fans. Y'all already know. Ice back on the panel. What's the word, Ice?
Yo, I just got off the live with Jay. It was jumping over there. You know what I'm saying? With some hater Knicks fans talking crazy. Y'all know what it is on TikTok.
Word. Well, we just holding it down though.
What happened? Let me know what happened. Talk to me.
Nah, you know,
Typical
MPJ.
Knicks fan.
Yeah, Knicks fans talking about Brunson shooting better than MPJ, Cat shooting better than MPJ. MPJ is the best shooter out of them dudes. You know what I mean? They can't hate on MPJ shooting.
Out of Cat and MPJ, you saying MPJ the best shooter?
Yeah,
Brunson.
yeah, the numbers prove it.
Overall,
what was it? His overall average throughout his career, MPJ is the better shooter.
Right now. And like it was so many. The Knicks fan tried to move the goalpost so many times. I was telling him I never seen the goalpost move in real time. Like it was just walking down the street.
That wind miles per hour must have been fucking 22 miles per hour or some shit.
Yo,
right.
What they got going on, man?
Facts.
Word. But you know what? At the end of the day, bro, they gonna stay that way. And what I want is Sean Marks to be that way. I want him to be competitive. I want him to take that rivalry serious. You know what I'm saying? Because the fans obviously take it serious, but you know what I mean? It seemed like, I don't know, you know, I think it's important. I think Cam Thomas take it serious. As long as the players
oh my God.
take it serious.
Yo, Cam Thomas just caught the craziest and one in my season. I passed him the ball. This nigga did some behind the back through two defenders. Yo, that shit was crazy. Since CT is nice.
Yo, you seen about Thumbnail?
Nah. What it had?
The Thumbnail got AJ Dybantsa, Egor Demin, and Cam Thomas in it. It say the future of the Brooklyn Nets.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm working, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, obviously, you can see that it's, you know what I mean, a low budget, a team, what you call it, a motherfucking Tubi thumbnail. You know what I mean? But it's a thumbnail nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? All right, so yeah, I personally feel like I'm gonna watch AJ Dybantsa. I mean, these stats are nothing to sneeze at, bro. And again, like I say, he was 10 for 19 and he shot 4 3-pointers out of 19 shot attempts. I like that. He get to the basket. He know what that's what he do. He a wing. Put him in Cam Thomas, and when Dybantsa go to the bench, you could put Egor at 3, and then you could have somebody that you want running point at point, bruh. I like what's going on with this. Ice, talk to me. I missed it. I didn't get a chance to see it yet. I see you did something about Darren Peterson. AJ Dybantsa and Cam Boozer, man. Talk to me, man. And it's
Yeah.
the thing. So it's when you talk about the twins, both of them on Duke, right?
Yeah, both of them on Duke. One is a point guard, one's the power forward. Cam Bruiser and Caden Boozer is the point guard.
All right, so talk to us about these players. You know what I'm saying? Because I guess that's what's going around town. I'm just trying to see how it's fair to go down.
No,
You know what I mean?
yeah, nah, I
Talk
got
about
you. I got you on the next one. Don't forget, we're gonna do what we supposed to do. I ain't gonna tell nobody what it is yet, but I got you on the next one. It was me and John on this one. You know what I'm saying? But AJ, right now, I'm just speaking this too. There's another guy like in the draft, but I ain't gonna talk about him right now. I'm just talking about AJ. AJ right now, as far as I see, I think him and Cam Boozer, the way this team is constructed is probably the best players for this team right now. Not saying we're gonna get them or anything, but I just like them to fit on the team. But AJ is like you said, 6'9". He's I think 196, 200 pounds basically, and coming out of high school, almost 200 pounds at 6'9". Athletic wing. Shout out to LBL for this one. LBL told me he played just like T-Mac more than Ace. He does play exactly like T-Mac to the, you know what I'm saying? To the point where he's not as athletic as T-Mac is, but he has that style. The style of play is like T-Mac. You know what I'm saying? So this is the type of player you wouldn't want on your, as a franchise guy. You know what I mean? He has the capability of doing that. You see the numbers he put up in the first game. They said he was bored in high school. He would like not play his best and still average like 30 because he was bored. You know what I'm saying? In high school, and they said he needed high competition. He's basically it's too easy for him in high school. You know what I mean? So that's how AJ is.
Okay, so appreciate that. You got him as a franchise guy. So again, you think with him knowing the BYU system, Egor knowing the BYU system, is there any validity to them possibly being paired up? I mean, we're gonna go through the list. Like I said, you got the Knicks. They got Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. They played in college together. You got but I don't think that it's been an immediate. Has there ever been a time that a team, a franchise, the Brooklyn Nets, hypothetically, they draft Egor Demin, and then the very next year they go to the same college and draft another player there? Has that ever happened in the NBA?
I'm not sure, but I did see photos of Egor and him together when Egor went back to that school to work out this summer. I think it's possible because he is like I said, I think he is a franchise guy. They think there are about four to five all-stars in this draft, possibly for right now. Before college even started, they think there's about 4 or 5 all-stars in this draft, and most of those guys are at the top 5. But Egor going to BYU and going back there and seeing AJ or working out with AJ, that's just like having Juwan Howard and Kobe Buffkin and Juwan Howard and Danny Wolf. So you know what I'm saying? They might use that link to that school, and if they're in range to get AJ, they might use that to try to get him.
Okay. Hopefully they could. You know what I'm saying? I see PT in the chat. Jay was talking about something the other day. We was talking about the 10 fan commandments. And yeah, you know, I wanted to talk to y'all about protocol. See, the thing is, you know, I specifically picked this specific panel for this early part of the show. Now, obviously, I'm gonna throw the link in the chat. But for the beginning part of the show, you know, I just wanted to say, I wanted to talk about the not necessarily the situation, but how things could be, how we can move forward amicably. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, I want the debate. I want to hear the points being made. And I listened to some of it on the playback. And I do agree with Joey to the extent to say that you gotta find some good in this team. You can't look at this team and be like all bad. And you know what I mean? Because my thing is, yeah, of course you may say you want the best for the team, but I expect you to see good, you know what I'm saying, within this team. That's why Ice is one of my favorite content creators, because of, you know, he kind of like seen Tyrese Martin, one of the first fans I seen do that. You know, I was a fan of him before, but after that I was kind of like, yo, yeah, nah, he's really dope. You know, so I'm saying that to say because he put me on the Tyrese Martin, something that I miss as a content creator about what was going on in the G League. You know what I'm saying? The same way I like, you know, Park throwing when he mentions these guys in high school, this and that. You know, it's just the whole negative rhetoric. You know, I'm big optimism. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, again, like I said, for one, me and Joey, we spoke. You already know the Frank flying. You know what I mean? He came clean about that. You know what I'm saying? And basically, I just wanted to slow this down just to talk about the etiquette of the page. Now, it's great content on this page, but we got to keep it clean. You know what I'm saying? And again, you know, I know we men and you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if the conversation leave basketball, then it get crazy. Now, you know, for what it's worth, me standing in the middle, just being the moderator, I gotta say that I think some of Joey's frustration came from him having a bad mic. That's on Joey. Joey gotta get a clean mic. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, you know, make sure that he good on that side. But besides that, I want to make space for all of y'all that join the panel to speak without being interrupted. If I gotta take it so far to take you off of the stage, do not test my handle. I will give I will give thy warnings, but as soon as I starting to think that I have to yell over all of you guys like it's a thing, like it's funny and entertainment, when it is so easy for me to just put you in the studio real quick, and then you know what I'm saying, whoop de whoop. So yeah, I just want y'all to give each other a chance to talk without being, you know what I'm saying, without the rebuttal. Even if you got a rebuttal, just hold your rebuttal down, you know what I'm saying? But some of it I like, but not to the extent where we, you know what I mean, we just yelling more than getting basketball talked about. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to say all of that, but we ain't done. We ain't done. We just getting warmed up. You know what I'm saying? Jay, but you want to say anything about the 10 fan commandments or anything like that, or we just going
I'm just saying, yo, we should be able to have a conversation without throwing the Frank around and talking about niggas jocks and all of that. That's all I'm saying.
All
Like,
right,
let's
so
just
hold on.
talk
Let's make
basketball.
it
Like, if you want to say,
cool. Yeah.
if you
Now I
want
just
to,
wanted to say to your point about let's make it cool that we stop glazing. Like, just stop saying that. Like, let's just find a different word or some shit, man. Because again, when you hear about what it really is, it's offensive. How you expect once you listen, when you tell another man that he glazing, I think it can leave basketball fast. You feel what I'm saying, Jay? Especially
right.
when Jay came up here and told you what glazing, the definition of it. How could you be comfortable saying it to each other as men after that? I'm putting on the rant to say that saying glazing to another man is not cool. What you got on this, Jay?
Yo, it's not. Know what I mean? And it's supposed to be the PG version of saying the other thing. And, hey, we should probably not say that too. Know what I mean? But we just gotta, have some decorum. Know what I mean? Like, you cannot like somebody takes,
Right,
but like, just because you don't like somebody take, I feel like you ain't gotta call nobody stupid or an asshole or none of that
right,
shit. Like,
right, right. All right. So okay, you're talking about when somebody disagrees with you. Like, of course you would, stupid. Like,
like, like I don't
yeah, that
know,
is
bro.
offensive though. If you're gonna do that, you gotta automatically know somebody gonna turn up. Like, fuck you mean? Just because I disagree with you, I'm stupid? Like, for instance, like you hear me and Leaf, we go at it subtly, right? And
Hmm.
he'll say something like, "Oh, you don't understand," and I'm telling him, "I understand. I still disagree with you, though." You feel what I'm saying? So, but
Fact.
it's different. Like, so I'm just saying, like, how we talk to each other. Like, I feel like we can be aggressive because we got testosterone as men, but we do have to learn how to articulate your talking point, because that's what we listening for. You know, we're not listening for who talked the loudest. And again, as a moderator, I want to be better at. You know, this is why I'm taking this time out to have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Jay, you know what I'm saying? Let's make glazing saying glazing not cool. At least on my page. You come on my page and you say somebody glazing, even though it sound funny. But once you know the definition, it's not funny. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta slow that down, man. And I want everybody to air their grievances. We Nets fans, we gotta have Festivus for the rest of us. We the fans that's supposed to have that. If any fans were supposed to have Festivus for the rest of us. It's us. Huh? What you mad at? You know what I'm saying? But Jay, man, like now that we here, what you think that I could do as a moderator to make the show better? Should I be subbing them? Should I be muting people? Like, what's going on?
I've been told you that, nigga. Shit. You run a less tight, a strict ship than I would, cause I'm putting niggas on mute as soon as they say something I don't like, and then, and then on top of that, niggas be talking for too long. I told you 24-second shot clock. If you expect your team to get a whole playoff in 24 seconds and you can't get your words off in 24 seconds, I don't know.
All right, we're gonna try that. I said enough. Ice, how you feel about the etiquette of the page, man? We need to clean it up. What's happening, man? Talk.
Yeah, no, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? We trying to. I'll say we, as in we. Even though we keep it. What I want to say, even though we keep it a homey type feel on the panel, you still want to have a little bit of professionalism along with it. You know what I mean? You don't want to keep it all the way hood. And you don't want to keep it all the way professional. You want to keep it right in the middle where, you know what I'm saying, you can still reach whoever you want to reach. But like you saying, you got to take some of that stuff out. You got to be able to balance it out a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to know when to be using your professional, and you got to know when to use your chill hood funny, but not keep it, you know what I'm saying, all the way gutter like that, if you get what I'm saying. So you got to be kind of neutral on the panel, because you don't know who listening. I know the glazed word is for the young dudes. That's what they be using. You know what I mean? But you could get them listening. But again, like you saying, being older, you don't want to say somebody's out here glazing. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to say dude be out here glazing. So like, that's not what you want to say. So you know what I mean? Like, I think folks got to find a balance. I know we still working on getting there. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind people takes. I think sometimes you got to keep in mind, like you just said, you might not agree or you might not like what they're saying, but you got to let them get their take off. And I know someone's interrupt sometimes, you know what I mean, when you don't like it, but we got to let them, you know what I'm saying, get their takes off and then learn when to respond in a I don't want to say a positive way, but if it's a negative take, you should respond in a positive way, not responding back with another negative way to make another point, if you get what I'm saying.
Right. Listen, me, Ice, Jay, trying to be professional content creators, get this money, get the bag. You know what I'm saying? You got podcast repping. He said, I don't throw to Frank or say glazing. So shout to you. Shout to Paul for that. That's love. You know what I'm saying? Shout to Paul. He said, I went and checked the episode. And listen, I gotta say this. You guys are wrong. I got a show called Fan of the People. I want to know about your job. You love your job? You want to talk about your job? Hey, guess what? I got a show called Fan of the People. I want to know what you do. Pod Thorne, he got a real book. I want to have an interview with Pod Thorne. Joey BK, you want to talk about his job? I mean, you don't have to talk about your job. Who gets off work and wants to talk about their job? Some people do, some people don't. Otherwise, again, this is the platform for it. You can pull up, talk about your job, talk about how you impact the world. I care. I'm not just a fan of the Brooklyn Nets. I'm a fan of you guys. You know, you see me do ball breakdowns of a different world. You see me do that multiple times. You feel what I'm saying? Whatever y'all into, man, holla back. You feel what I mean? So again, man, y'all can see you know what I mean? Don't represent no negativity. I just want us to build, and you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how I do. Like I say, and on top of that, shit, I don't want to never make it weird if we meet up in person. I met Jamal. I met Leaf. I met Scott. You feel what I'm saying? I met real people that I knew from the podcast first, and then met them in real life. I don't never want to make that weird. As Nets fans, say that shit for Knicks fans, you heard? But yeah, man, I want to get back to basketball. That all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all agree about Cam Thomas, Egor, Demin, and AJ Dybantsa, But let me sell my shit. Not sell it, but let me just tell y'all what I see, right? So we not fanning out. If you got AJ Dybantsa, not hypothetically, his shot selection, he's 19 shots. He take 4 3-pointers, so that means he get into the rim. He was 8 for 8 at the free throw line. He knocking them down. So if he going to the rim, he either scoring or getting to the free throw line. He tough. Somebody like him, they gonna have to double that. Or the big man gonna have to try to find AJ because he's a shot creator. You put a shot creator like AJ Dybantsa next to Cam Thomas, who we already know is learning how to split doubles. Now in the preseason, 6 assists in multiple games. Somebody like AJ going downhill because they double Cam Thomas, it's over with. Jay been in the Barclays. I've been in the Barclays. Somebody dunking like AJ Dybantsa, bruh. All they gonna need is me and Jay intro song, bro, and it's gonna be super duper lit. You dig? I'm telling you, man. AJ Dybantsa, y'all talk about franchise player. You heard what I said earlier in the stream. All real. All real. I believe it. So I just wanted to pull up and before anybody say, yeah, you know, Breezy said that Zaya. I said it, yeah, I was wrong. But I pulled up in 24 hours to apologize. Even if Zaya was playing the way he playing, we still need AJ Dybantsa. That's a fact. Now, he would be the starting 3. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't strain him and put him at the 4. I'll let him dominate. And I'll put Egor at the 1. And then if AJ need rest, I'll put Egor at the 3. And then we'll have a solid point guard behind Egor. But that's how I see the team. And to further my point, Egor with AJ, they know the same college system, and they will have Egor in his second year, and just the fluidity of that is interesting to me. And I think Nets fans should be excited. I've seen crazier things happen. You know, Luka to the Lakers. We getting AJ Dybantsa is not that far-fetched. You know what I'm saying? Shout to kind of long. He said, "What's good, Breezy? We got a collab, brother." Oh yeah, man. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying? I heard you was in Italy. We was trying to wait. You and your partner. We was trying to wait to see if they did something for Kobe in Italy. We was waiting for you to come back. Shout to kind of low. He part of Brooklyn Boys. I know his podcast. I think. You know what I'm saying? Correct me if I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I want to say thank you for the super chat. Shout to kind of long for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, man. The Nets play Wednesday. I probably do collabos like Thursday and Friday. You know what I'm saying? Those, you know what I mean? Those my days off. So, you know what I mean? Yeah, we can link, man. Holla at me on X in the inbox. Just let me know when your schedule is convenient. You know what I'm saying? We can do something. I do collabs. I'm trying to do a collab with Ice. I did collabs with Jay. Yeah, man, collabs is dope. Word, shout out to kind of long. I'm gonna just leave this here, man. I'm gonna throw the link in the chat too, man. If you want to pull up, you can pull up. Word. Yeah, man. So we gonna see, man. Y'all know I ain't really with the tank and nothing like that, but I understand what it is. I don't know. I was saying that we need the draft picks, but I don't want to have. It's a mindset thing too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It's interesting. 2 years in a row is all I can do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about no 2027 pick. None of that. I need I need them to compete after next season, man. I need that shit like air. Word. But yeah, man. But how y'all feel about this season? You know what I'm saying? Slowing it down. You think Egor gonna be more of a scorer than a passer? Because he put up 14. Like he trying to score buckets. Like, what's that about? I thought you supposed to be a facilitator, my guy.
I think shooting I think people slept on his shooting, and I think he's showing that he's capable of shooting, and that's how he's going to score. I think the playmaking and the passing that come later once he figure out how to, and once he get comfortable in his role. You know what I mean? He might be comfortable. He might be comfortable shooting. He might not be as comfortable bringing the ball up because his handles is not tight yet. But I had him scoring. Me and Brian, shout out to Brian in chat. Me and Brian had him scoring from like 8 to 12 points, and he scored 14. So I think he'll be in that range. You know what I'm saying? He might 14, anywhere from 8 to 12, 8 to 14 points. I think that's where he might end up during the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what you think about? I forget where I heard this. I'll find the clip when I remember where I heard it about how they said, regardless of how good a facilitator a point guard is, now modern NBA, you need your point guard to score. And Egor is showing that he can score. I think it speaks volumes. Go ahead.
It's somewhat true, but it all depends on what your team is like. See, if you have a shooting big or scoring big, then you don't necessarily need your point guard to score, depending on who else is on your roster. Because if you got like a scoring guard and a small forward and a power forward and a center scoring, then your point guard he can facilitate. But it all depends on the roster. They saying that the facilitators are going away and more of the scorers are coming to the NBA. So I think that's what it is. You have less facilitators, less guys that's floor generals, and more scorers and guys that can pass the rock a little bit. I think that's what the difference is.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna read this comment, then I'm gonna pass it to hold on, let me see who's first. To John, then Python. Player one, he said Egor the best passer from the draft. Him scoring 14 points probably won't be the norm right away, but his shooting does look improving in sample size compared to his time in college. What you got on that, John?
Good to be here, Breeze. Also, shout out to Ice. I don't know if you saw, we collaborated today on the Tip Off Brooklyn podcast, talking about AJ, Dybantsa, Peterson, and Boozer. Just giving the base, just a little intro to what they're about. And honestly, just looking at all the content we've seen about their profiles, it's astounding. Like AJ Dybantsa, I mean, this guy has huge potential to be box office, to be that next big thing in the NBA.
John,
yeah, Breeze?
Can you not plug Ice Show right now and just kind of reply to player one's comment? Shout out Ice. Ice, can you put your link in the chat? Like, hold on, I'm passing you the ball, but I'm gonna need you to reply to player one's comment. You know what I mean? He said Egor the best passer from the draft, scoring 14 points probably won't be the norm right away, but his shooting does look improving in sample size compared to his time in college.
Yeah, listen, Egor, I think, has the best vision in this draft. I think offensively, he's figuring out a lot in a short time. The three-point shot, which was a weakness, he's working on it. And I just think he's getting more comfortable as a leader and as far as just figuring out what his offensive identity is. And I think there's just a lot to work with. I think defensively, he has a lot more layers he can go to as a player. I think he's a lot farther along, slightly more than Seraph and Nolan, clearly. But I think if he gets physically stronger this year, you're going to see a lot more confidence from him as far as what he can do offensively. But yes, his vision, his passing vision is really solid.
So I mean, he had one assist. Like, come on. I've been with Seraph. He set the bar. Like, you got 11 assists. Until I see Egor get 11 assists, all of this is reputation.
What? Breeze, respectfully, Breeze.
That's not a.
Respectfully, the only reason Seraph isn't starting. Respectfully, the only reason
14 points in 18 minutes.
Wait, Leaf, I got this. Respectfully,
listen. What I'm saying is, you said offensive identity. So what I'm saying is, and I said this while using the chat, I guess, that maybe part of his offensive identity is to score the ball. Like, and that's what championship rosters need. Even though they need a point guard to be a facilitator, they need him to be a scoring threat as well, to balance, to keep the defense on their heels. You feel what I'm saying? And my thing is, I like his offensive identity if he's going to shoot like that. But for his height, I do want him to touch the paint, because I seen what the impact is when Ben Seraph touched the paint. At that height, you touch the paint, you should be able to get in a PNR, a floaty, or find somebody on the corner elbow. So there's just a lot of things you can do when you touch the paint. So I do want to see more paint touches from
Yeah, but
Egor, is what I'm saying.
but respectfully, the only reason Seraph is even the starting lineup is because of his playmaking IQ. Everything else, it's really bad. Like offensively, he's not going to be able to just get past a lot of players with his footwork, especially if athletically they're stronger than him. So I think for Seraph, it's going to be a huge learning curve. Whereas for Yegor, he's already added on some muscle before training camp. So I think he's definitely going to get better offensively as he plays more consistently. And the 3-point shot is already one of his biggest strengths. If Seraph can actually hit 3 to 4 3-point shots straight, maybe he could actually be on a little offensive level that Yegor is right now. I just think for Yegor, you're seeing the offensive stuff get better in a short period of time. But I do agree, playmaking wise, we do want to see way more for him. But they're also trying to figure out him being a combo forward and a guard where he could play within the flow of the offense. He could sometimes play the 3, other times he could run the 1. That's positionless basketball. That's what Jordy wants to run. And for Yegor, it's going to be interesting to see if they could establish him like they're doing with Cooper in Dallas, being that ultimate utility floater guy that plays different positions in spurts of the game while still being a force on offense and just be able to play make as well. So I think for Yegor, he could definitely become a ultimate utility guy for us just because he could impact the game in different ways as he gets
Well,
stronger as a player.
yeah, I want to see it because right now he got 14-1. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, he is quote unquote spacing the floor. So I don't want to be long winded. Shout out to John. Just want to go around the panel because we got Python and Leaf on the panel. Shout out to both of them. You see Leaf handle, that's you could go subscribe right there. You know what I'm saying? And you see Ice handle, you can subscribe to his channel right there. We gonna go to Python. I seen him in the chat, and I mean, I put Cam Thomas, Egor Demin, AJ Dybantsa, the future of the Brooklyn Nets, and he in the chat like Sean Marks don't want those players. So what's good, Python? What you mean? Why wouldn't Sean Marks want AJ Dybantsa? Talk to us.
It's not Sean Marks. Sean Marks would love AJ Dybantsa. It's Jordy. Jordy think he got his team. So
Nah,
he,
why
he
would you
going
say that?
for it.
This is second year as a head coach. You think he think they in a final form?
Yeah, he do.
Nah,
Yeah,
Jordan,
he do.
I don't think that.
he
I
just
don't
gonna
know.
make the best out of the situation.
Yo,
So
stop. Yo, hold on. Yo, did you see Jordy face when he found out they got the 8th pick? He had different plans. I don't
nah, he
think.
didn't care.
Yes, he do.
He don't. Sean
That's
Marks looked
Jordy
like some.
Yo,
Fernandez kid,
Sean
bro.
Marks
when
looked like
life
somebody punched him in the stomach, but
when
Jordy,
life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, bro.
nah, B.
Mm-hmm.
He
So hold
put
on.
the
You trying
lemons
to?
in the trash.
So hold on.
He
Nah, hell no. You
put the
can't
lemons in the.
pretend like you
Yo,
can't pretend like.
I
Hold
swear,
on. You
Jordy
can't
don't.
on the depth chart. I'm gonna pull it up. On the depth chart, they got Tyrese Martin second string shooting guard. You trying to tell me that ain't a flex for Jordy Fernandez to say, yo, look, I found, you know what I'm saying? You
What?
know, what you mean what? Yo, look at
Yeah, I'm
Tyrese
confused
Martin.
too.
Wait, look
Yo,
at the post. Hold on. Look at the
yo,
hold on. Look at
the
the post
mission
game
for
of
the
Tyrese Martin after he won that game. He said, yo, he
yeah,
thanked Jordy Fernandez off
I think this
early.
team,
First, you know
I
what I'm
think
saying? Like,
yeah,
yo,
this
I
team,
don't know what you
this
be saying sometimes, man. You
because you don't
see, good
listen,
enough to say you trolling, bro. You gotta be trolling.
because you don't listen. You don't
No,
listen at
listen, I
all.
just told you about
Let
who
me tell
interview
you
I listened to
something.
in the post
Let
game.
me tell you something. I hope he get off this team. Drake Powell is a million times more talented than Tyrese Martin. Drake Powell just turned 20 like a couple weeks ago.
Bruh,
Drake
so I'm not
Drake
saying that
Powell
Drake Power
to
won't take his
to
spot. Like,
not
if that
to
happens,
not
fine.
develop
But
to on a
Drake Powell
rebuilding
could take
team
somebody's spot.
on a rebuilding team, right? This shit the Nets are doing is unheard of.
I'm
Nobody's ever
keeping him
done
as
this
a
shit.
I'm keeping Tyrese Martin as a third string shooting guard then, if anything. But I'm not just
But
taking him off the team. Like, nah.
listen,
Yo, Ice, you
my
ain't shit. Nah, hold on. I ain't even
why
go ahead, Podcast, because
you
we gotta go to
just
the league,
said
man.
you
But
weren't
you
gonna
wilding
cut
right
people
now, bro.
off. To not cut, you know what? When I got in the chat, I was like, "Yo, let me make sure I don't cut nobody off when they talking." You tell me you don't understand me, and then you don't let me talk.
No, go
Can I
ahead.
talk?
I ain't saying I don't understand you. I'm saying that I like Tyrese Martin what he brings to the Brooklyn Nets. If you saying
Listen,
Drake Powell will take
Tyrese
his spot
Martin,
or he shouldn't
Tyrese
take
Martin,
his minutes,
Tyrese
okay.
Martin is 27 years old. He has nothing to do with the Nets when they're gonna be a good team again. Tyrese Martin is a nice to have. I wanted him on the team. I touted it on Twitter, but in the to see a depth chart that got him second over Drake Powell is just misunderstanding the mission for this season. Forget
But
about
that was the
tanking. Tanking don't
preseason.
got
That's
nothing to
the
do with what I'm talking
preseason,
about right now.
bro.
Developing
For
your
one,
rookies.
hold on.
You
But
took
for one, you,
five.
bro, they just worked. They just worked Drake Powell back in the lineup because he had an injury. Fair? Is that fair to say?
He was a
Doesn't
plus
matter.
9 though in
The-
preseason.
it-
No, I'm saying
no,
they
he's
just
plus
they
18.
worked him back in the lineup because he
He's
had an
plus
injury.
18 this season, and they haven't even let him play. Then they like the other teams are letting their draft picks play. They scoring 30 and shit. And when I
Bruh,
watch our players, I'm wondering, you know what I'm saying, how good is that guy? Or how bad is that guy? And I can't believe like y'all talking about AJ Dybantsa. AJ
you was
Dybantsa's
on the
career would
plane.
be
You say you
over
went
in a
over there. You seen him up close. You say you seen who was the real deal. You said that.
who I
You
said
went to
Tyrese Martin's the
Vegas. You
real
seen him
deal.
up close, and you went to Vegas and you said, "Yo,
Tyrese,
I've
I
seen
didn't see
him up
Tyrese Martin
person."
play in Vegas. Tyrese Martin?
Wait, what? That's not
No,
Pod
I ain't
wouldn't say
saying
something
Tyrese.
like that.
Who are you saying?
No, I'm saying you saying that basic. You saying basically that Tyrese Martin is taking Drake Powell minutes, right? That's what you
Hey,
said.
Leaf.
Yeah. Yes. That's what they're doing. You
Previously on
saw the
Dragon
depth
Ball
chart.
Z.
The
I'm
the
saying that's.
priority
I'm
for this
not.
season, Breezy, the priority for this season was to develop the youth, to
I'm
move
not.
us towards going towards the future, not
Bro,
trying to
they said
win.
he was coming from an injury, bro. That's why he got worked in the lineup. Same the reason why Egor didn't start. Egor, he's someone that came off an injury, so they didn't want him to start. They let him come in the second quarter.
Yo, this is why the Nets have never produced an NBA all rookie player. This is exactly why. This slow walking, like all of these dudes had something coming into the season. The look at good teams. Forget about what I'm saying. Pa don't know nothing. But you don't think Presti knows something? You don't think Aime and Raphael and them boys don't know how to develop players? You don't see the results of their work? You don't
I
see
never
how
said
they
I
doing
ain't
it?
say that. Why you saying I'm opposed to them?
I'm,
I ain't
but
never
I'm
said I
but but
acknowledge
that's
them.
my point I'm trying to make to you is this team is abnormal. This team is abnormal. How do you take five players in the draft and you're gonna feature the one that has the most limited potential just because and really it's because Sean Marks didn't give him the guard that he wanted. He
Marks is
they
so clueless.
he asked him for a point guard. He went out and got Buffkin. I thought Buffkin was a great addition. Jordy didn't play him a minute.
You know what I'm
He
hearing,
didn't play
Pod?
him a minute.
I'm hearing that
And
Kobe
then and
Buffkin
then
might get
Drake Powell is
waived
plus
on
18
Monday.
for the
because
season.
he's not performing. That's
Yo,
why he ain't
Drake
get
Not,
Powell
paid.
is plus how you know he's not performing? He's only
Because
played
he's
like
not
3 minutes.
performing. Because he's not performing in practice. In the
Yeah.
game when he did play, he wasn't
Okay.
playing that great.
Why
He was
let
all right,
it's the
but
preseason. Let us see.
no. But if he's doing it in practice, the coach is gonna put who's on
facts.
based on what's going on in practice. If he
That's
getting his
not
ass busted in practice, you ain't getting on the court.
everybody gets a look to a
That's a
little
He
fact
10
gotta
too.
minute
look.
game.
He
Like
gotta look.
they said
So
this is
hold on. Let
yo
Python and Leaf go back and forth. Pause.
All right.
Let them
how
rock.
how are you gonna tell me now in a season that you're supposed to be developing your rookies, you didn't let Drake Powell, who is not plus 9 for the offseason, he's plus 18 for the offseason.
Talk to him, Leaf.
And right, so you got a player like that who has the most measurable talent, 6'5.5", so basically 6'6", with shoes off, 43-inch vertical, like 5-star coming out of high school. How you luck up you get this player and then you don't give him minutes and he's a defensive monster. You see how crazy shit sound? This fucking dude, Hightower or whatever his name is, he's about to play. And he didn't play none of the offseason.
Don't hold a rock too long, Pod. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Pass it to Lee.
Yo, go ahead, go ahead, man.
Previously on
Listen,
Dragon Ball Z.
listen, bro. I'm gonna say what I gotta say, and then I'm gonna get on my way, bro. I'm gonna just let it be known, bro, about these future draft picks. Whether it's Dybantsa, whether it's Boozer, whether it's Peterson, I don't care about none of these niggas until they get in the Nets uniform. That's number one. Number two, everything that Pod PT is saying, I gotta agree with because we came into the season with everybody knowing no matter which side of the fence you sat on, no matter which 1/3 of your fan base that you was, everybody needs to know that we are a rebuilding team. Rebuilding teams don't play veterans for 30 plus minutes a game, and don't draft 5 first round picks and don't give them extended minutes. Why is I'm sitting here trying to figure out why is Ace Bailey, why is Jeremiah Fairs, why is all of these dudes getting 25, 30 plus minutes and none of our rookies are not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking at why is Ben
So hold on,
Saraf and
let's
Nolan
pull
Trayor.
who got the most minutes so far? I would say Ben Saraf. I think him. As
Ben
far as
Saraf.
yeah, Ben Saraf got the most minutes out of everybody. He's the what 27 picks? No, 20, 30 something.
That's atrocious. That is literally atrocious, bro.
That's
Like
an embarrassment.
Ben Saraf, I don't like on a totem pole, bro. Ben Saraf is nowhere near what Drake Powell and Danny Wolf are, bro, in terms of they games translating to the NBA, and we already seen it.
Hold
The
on,
thing is like,
hold on.
and
Javon Chip got
I just want to say this, and I'm gonna
no,
be
hold
out,
on. I
bro.
want to
Like,
say, Javon Chip got an answer to your question. He said, at least it's because they trying to. I guess he's talking about the veterans. They trying to build guys trade value.
Javon, they trying to build the guys' trade value in the preseason. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, not only that,
Yeah.
you can't trade salary dumps. Nobody,
Exactly.
nobody's taking nobody under this new CBA is taking these contracts back unless you send in a first round pick with them. They, like we should have learned that we fell for that okey doke last year. Oh,
And
we're holding on to these players, we showcasing them so that
and
we
and,
can
and, and,
trade
P,
them.
and PT just to add on, why is that?
Why's what?
Why are they not taking the salary dumps that was dumped onto us? Because they already got their goddamn team set up.
Exactly. Why are you gonna? What are you gonna add? A a dude that you could get all over the league, and MPJ is good. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but 41 million good.
No,
No.
Nobody's nobody's
bro.
taking a
Nobody's taking his contract for no. Nobody's taking a $38 million contract on a nigga that just has one arm right
no.
now.
It's 39 million this year, 41 million
All right,
next year.
can I get in the conversation real quick, right?
Wait,
Because
Ice, you can do whatever you want, bro. Like I'm done with this shit.
yo, let me get the conversation. Pot, that's not true that the rebuilding teams don't play veterans. That's not true because most
When
teams
when when
already
have you seen it?
hold on. Most teams
You got to
already
give me
have
your
veterans,
examples.
and I'm gonna speak. I'm gonna speak on the Wizards, right? I'm gonna speak. The Wizards have veterans playing in on their team. They might not be starting all the veterans or whatever.
And
But
when did they get those veterans?
hold on, chill, right? You know, see, this is the thing that y'all know and y'all don't understand, or y'all don't want to understand. I'm gonna say it like that. You know what I'm saying? Jordy wants to win, right? So Jordy's gonna put his best players in the position to win. Drake Powell, I know you think Drake Powell is better than
It's,
Tyrese Martin right now, but
it's
he's
not
not
about
at the
better than right now. It's about
Hold on.
getting
You
them
got
to
the
be.
big
I'm out
screen.
of here.
Hold on. Nah, hold on. That's the thing. When I gave you the big screen, nobody into. That's how I'm gonna settle all of this. When I gave you the big screen, if you get interrupted, don't worry about it. I'm gonna handle it. You feel what I'm saying? But let Ice finish, and then we're gonna move the big screen around, man. Come
All
on.
right. So Ty, at this very moment, Reese is better than Drake Powell at this moment. Not saying Drake Powell won't be better than Reese. He probably will be. But at this very moment, today, right now, Tyrese Martin could do more than Drake Powell at this moment for what we see. I already know. Hold on. I know what he did in high school. I know what he's capable of. He probably will be better than Tyrese. But as far as what Jordy and them see right now, the guys that he sees right now is the guys that he think is better. Now, every player on this team has to earn their position. It's not given. This is not Drake Powell is drafted at 22. Let's just play him right now just because we draft him at 22. That's not what's happening with Jordy. So in Jordy's eyes, if Nick Claxton, or like I said in the article, it said if Danny Wolf, depending on how Danny Wolf played, he could take Claxton's spot, he could take Daron's spot, or he could take Noah Clowney's spot. That's how he's operating. Depending on how you play, you can take somebody's spot. And as far as MPJ, you already know he make money and he's playing, he's hooping. He got something to prove. Terrence Mann, like I said, Terrence Mann got something to prove. Cam Thomas got something to prove. Those guys are gonna play. And like dude said in the chat, my bad if I forget your name, but you got to showcase these guys to move them. And it doesn't have to be in the NBA. Drake Powell can go down to the G League and ball his life away and get called up and play. It doesn't have to be. And just because we tanking the season doesn't mean that this group, that Cam Thomas, MPJ, Claxton is going to win like 90-something games, bro. You know what I'm saying? The team is not like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Pieces going to get shuffled around at certain times. Players going in the lineup, out of lineup. Players get hurt. They get their opportunities. It doesn't have to start with preseason that you're seeing all rookies in. MPJ sitting down, Cam Thomas sitting down. Come on, bro. Nobody. I mean, I would like to see it, but I don't want to watch that in either. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Cam and MPJ show off. Terrence Mann get his bag and go somewhere else. I want to see stuff like that, bro. And then I want to see the rookies play because after they leave, there's nothing but rookies here. You know what I'm saying?
Ice got the chat. Abra said facts. Player one said Ice absolutely right. If Ice is done, we're gonna get to Python's rebuttal. Ice, you got more? Ice, you want to give him more? You want to give him more? Or you done?
No, I'm done. You got the floor, Paul. You good.
All right, hold on. Let me get hold on. Let me get on the big screen. Go ahead.
Nah, you don't have to give me the big screen because I want to have a dialogue. I want to have a dialogue with Ice.
So nobody interrupt.
Because I need to understand. I need to understand what is the mission for this season. If the priority is developing your youth, you took 5 first-round picks. This is why that's my main gripe with the Nets is that they do one thing going in one direction and then they do another thing going in a completely other direction.
Right, let's talk about this. Paul, right? Let me ask you a question, Paul. How would you develop the youth knowing that you got veterans on the team? What would you do?
I would do it like OKC did it. I would do it like Houston did it. I would do it like Orlando did it. I would do it like Cleveland did it. I would play my youth, and I would play my youth through their growing pains. That is literally how OKC won a championship. They drafted 4 players. The 2 Williams boys, Yang and Chet. They drafted those guys. Chet got injured. They played all of them. Only one of them played in the G League, and he only played like 3 games, and that was J-Dub. Right? They played them, had a rough season. The next year they came back and won 40 plus games. Now they're playing for championships. That's the proven method for rebuilding is to feed your youth minutes. This if it was that Tyrese Martin blew me away or not even Tyrese Martin, any of the Nets just oh my God, that like maybe the MPJ next most recent game, but Michael Porter Jr. is 28 years old. He has 3 back surgeries. That shit is coming. That shit is going to come back in his
But
30s.
so, but
He
hold
has
on,
no future
but
with
you know,
us.
let me ask
Featuring
you this,
him
Paco.
does nothing for the Nets when they're good again. When
But hold on,
The
but
Nets are supposed to be building themselves towards being a good team again. Wasting your time on players that's just here because they were salary dumps. We have a team full of salary dumps. And you mean to tell me it's more important to feed those dudes minutes than to feed the kids minutes? You're bugging.
I'm saying that it's the inevitable, and I think at Ice Soliloquy he said that it's the inevitable that they're gonna get minutes for the very things that you said. You know, this is just an 82 game season. It's not a football season with 16 games. It's an 82 game season, bro.
Breezy,
Like they're gonna get
you've
minutes.
seen
It's
a full
gonna happen.
season of this coach. You know what he does. You right
Nah.
when you say Jordy. The only thing I agree with y'all with is
He
that
said he like hold on. Why you
y'all
ain't
say
say nothing about
Jordy,
him liking Danny Wolf and how he compared him to Jokic? You feel what I'm saying?
he
So,
didn't play him. He played him less than Drake.
but my
He
point
played
is
him less
that,
minutes than Drake Powell.
bro, it's
And
still a preseason.
Danny was killing when he was out there. Like
Bro,
he's
hold
just
on. No. We said the same thing. Listen, Marlene Sutherland in the chat, she a moderator. She said vets who make money are going to play. That's a fact. We said the
that is
same
not
thing
a
about
fact. That's
hold
an
on. No,
opinion.
yes. Hold on. We
And
said the same
because
thing about hold on.
that
No,
didn't happen to
listen. No,
OKC and they're champions.
no. Hold on. Let me say this. When we had Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges, that's the song y'all was singing. Oh,
I never
Sean
sang
Marks
that song.
came down. Maybe not true, but Nets fans were saying that on this panel. That's a whole fact. And I'm saying that to say it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Just different players. If you
Listen,
see his contract, you can't tell me that it's smart. It don't make sense for you not to showcase MPJ. I don't see the logic in that. You feel what I'm saying? You gonna give him minutes. I'm not saying don't. It's not either or. You gotta find a way to do both. And I don't. You know what I'm saying? So just expect
Utah
better from
last
Jordy.
year,
Yeah,
Utah
expect more
last
from
year
Jordy.
focused on the mission, bench marketing. Marketing's an all-star. They benched him because there's a bigger picture. The reason why they stuck to their guns and they have Ace Bailey now.
Yeah.
They have Neek Clifford now. They have a future. And guess what? They still gonna tank for AJ Dybantsa because there's an arms race in this league. It's about who has the most talent. And you have to develop yours. You got to develop your in-house talent. You
But
can't.
but at the end of the day, I don't want to. I'm not to say it like that, but look at the Golden State Warriors. They didn't have top 3 talent in one dynasty. So what we really saying? And at the end of the day, let me finish.
Great
Hold
example.
on. Let me
They
finish.
played.
Let me finish. The Clippers, they had a bunch of talent with DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, the #1 pick, Chris Paul. They ain't win it. There's franchises that
I
had
I
talent
could
on
do
their
them too,
team
but
and didn't win it.
I
So
got
it's
Golden
not
State
just
on my
about
mind.
that. No, but what I'm saying is y'all make it seem
Did
like it's
Golden State
only that's the
Breezy?
only way that it happens. Hold on, Jokic is not a you know what I'm saying? A top pick.
Yeah,
You
Jokic is another great example. It's not about the top pick. I'm talking about Danny Wolf who's the 27th pick. The reason why they got everything out of Jokic is because they let him play from day one. And then they saw he was better than Nurkic. They was like, oh shit, he's better than Nurkic. And they got Nurkic, who was the vet and the more touted rookie. They got him up out of there. They traded him up out of there because they saw I drafted this kid. I drafted him 30, but he got something. I'm gonna develop it. And they went hard
hold on,
body towards developing it.
hold on.
And
Let me
now
say
we're
this.
not doing that with Danny Wolf.
Hold on. Let me say this. The ruler FN in the chat. Shout out to the chat, man. I gotta make the ruler FN a moderator, man. He said, prime example. Nolan got 3 turnovers back to back, then got subbed out. He's clearly not ready. Do you let him
What
drown and
game
look
did he have
over?
3 turnovers?
Hold on. Do you let him drown and look overwhelmed because he's the quote unquote developing him? Exactly.
Yes.
And I said this
Yes.
in the
That's
last
exactly what you
hold on.
do.
And hold on. Let me add to the ruler FN comment. And I said this. I said what he said in other words, because again, as a coach, you see that, you say, all right, you know what I'm saying? You reset. You don't just leave him out there like if he dies, if he drowns, he drowns. Like, no, you was fucking coach. You're gonna be like, all right, let me sub you. And now I'm saying talk to you. And again, to somebody in the chat point, you got the vets right there, like, yo, don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Keep your chin up. This, that, and the third. So I see the
in the
value in
chat,
veterans.
show me the game that he had a 3-turnover game.
Bro. Like, me and you got a different on this. We different on this, bro.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing,
he
right?
Played 6 minutes in the last preseason game.
Because hold on, Pod. I've been googling stuff right when you've been talking, right? So I seen they ain't got it all on here, but it says it's a very rare occasion that you even find teams playing all rookies, you know what I'm saying, and at a certain time. And most of the time they developing is towards the end of the season.
Can I give you the examples?
No, I already know what you're talking about, but I'm saying like it says it's rare.
How you gonna make that point then say I know what you're talking about?
No, I'm saying I looked it up while you was talking. I'm just saying what I seen on the internet just now, right? I'm just saying what I seen on the internet.
Fuck the internet. I'll give you the names and the players.
Go ahead.
Houston, Raphael Stone, the best, one of the best GMs in the league.
All right, go ahead.
He played Jabari. He played Jalen. Right?
Hold on.
When they got Ime, they went and they had a whole team of kids playing.
They went
and got 2 grown-ups. They got Brooks and Fred Van Vliet. The rest of them were kids.
Right there. Hold that thought. What happened in Houston before they got all them rookies?
What are you talking about?
Well, before they got Jalen Green, because when Jalen Green got to the team, he had to hold down the team because there were absolutely no rookies and nobody liked it for Houston. So they had to go through that process with that team.
They got Jabari the next year, and they played the kids. They developed. Now they're competing.
But you missing the point with that, right? They had to do that.
Let's not complicate it. Let me ask you a question. Did they not play their rookies?
Yeah, because they had to.
Are they or are they not competing for championships now?
They got rid of the guy that they drafted. They got rid of the main guy that they drafted. The guy that was supposed to be the franchise guy, they got rid of that guy.
In order to do that, did they not have to play him?
They had to because they dismantled that team to the point where they had to.
So Jabari
they didn't have a choice. They didn't have a choice to.
Amen not there. Amen gone. They traded Amen.
No. Hold on, Pod. When Jalen Green got there, they thought Jalen Green was the franchise guy, right? But they broke that team. They broke that team down to the point where
they played.
No, hold on, because there's context that need to go in there. The reason why they played him is because there was nobody else there, and when he got there and he didn't have it. Hold on. When he got there, they didn't have any veterans, and they didn't.
That team with a bunch of try hard ass niggas. They could have did that. They didn't. They played their rookies.
Nah, they didn't want to do that. They did it because they had to.
Want to do it when they did it.
They had to because they had no veterans on the team. They lost all their veterans.
They don't have to do nothing. They could trade the pick. They could do a lot of things. They drafted the players. They played them. That's how you develop players. You develop players playing them. You don't develop players doing drills on the side and shit. No, you need minutes to get good.
Yes, you do. I agree with you. Need minutes to get good. But
so how are you going to have a front office draft a bunch of players, tell you they believe in these players, and then the front office say, fuck that. These NBA journeymen are better than them. Well, these NBA journeymen deserve minutes and time more than the players you drafted. The organization is fucking morons, man. I don't understand how, it's like playing ping pong with a paraplegic.
It's not arguing because the conversation has context, and the context is there was a reason why Jalen Green got to do what he do in Houston. And then
you're adding shit to it to change the fact that they played their rookies.
No, I'm not changing.
They could have signed. You think Houston couldn't sign a bunch of mediocre motherfuckers like Zaire Williams and fucking Terrence Mann?
But that's what I'm. But hold on, because you about to make
with a pick. They gave us a first-round pick to take the player. Do you understand? These are trash players. How are they in the way of your rookies you just drafted? That's an impossibility. I've never seen it before.
You about to make my point, right? About what happened and why that happened. It was a reason why that happened. Like you saying like it's good to just have all your rookies just out there with no
I didn't
vets or
say
nothing.
all. I didn't
No,
say all.
I'm just saying if
You
it's
can't
five,
play all the
hold
rookies. You
on,
play
Pod. If you
Cam
draft
Thomas, you
five
One
play
mic,
rookies,
one mic, yeah,
MPJ,
one mic.
but you let the kids you let the kids grow.
yes,
It
but
does
there's
nothing for the Nets to develop, to give players minutes and let them shine for players that's not gonna be here. You're praying right now. Everybody in that front office is praying somebody will give them something for Highsmith and Trey Man. Nobody's doing that. There's new rules to this game now. The cap space is crazy now. So playing them like this, starting them and not feeding your rookies confidence. You got to work on this. You got to do this. But I believe in you. You're gonna
Hold on,
be
hold on, hold
somebody in
on,
this league. This is
hold on.
how.
Hold on. Let me say this, yo, Jay. If you was judging this debate, Jay, like who would you say win in this debate, man?
I say we had a stalemate, and they gotta let each other talk.
Right, that part. So okay, where do you think they agree at? Because I think they agree about letting the players play. I just think that Iceman is being like more realistic. Like you're gonna be playing some of these veterans, and these in an 82 game season or more. Said me and Iceman agree that it's inevitable that these rookies are going to get minutes. There's no way that these veterans is just going to be hogging up all the minutes. I don't see that. I don't see us drafting five guys in the first round and then not giving them minutes. I don't.
He did that last year. Not even the drafting five guys, but he didn't play the young guys. He played the vets and won all those games. That's what he's planning on doing again this year. I don't know if he has enough talent. I think the point guard situation might hold him back, but I'm praying it does. But he's going to try. That's why he put all the vets at the top of the pecking order. He's going to play them, and that's his plan. He wants to win. I I don't know how it could be more clear than that.
Oh, no rebuttal.
all right. So hold on, was that the roster when Jalen Green got drafted? Dennis Schroeder was on that roster. Uh, DJ Augustine was on that roster. 13-year vet, 13-year vet. Let me see who else is on that roster. You know what I mean?
Don't look at who was on the roster. Look how quickly they got him up out of there.
But that's see, you make that's what I'm saying. There was a reason Eric Gordon was on the roster. There was a reason why that
Right.
happened. That's what I'm
They
trying
were a
to. That's
part
what
of
I
that.
was trying to say to you. There was
They
a
were a part
reason
of
why
that win
Jalen
quick.
Green, huh?
They were a part of that get win quick Houston team. And when they decided to tear it all down, they moved all those guys. None of those guys stayed on the team. None of those guys played significant minutes.
But that's my point. There was a reason why that team happened, and when it did, they didn't like it because Jalen Green needed a rookie. I mean, a veteran presence. Them young guys needed more veterans on that team, and the
Oh
NBA
yeah.
and players did not like that at all. That Jalen Green had to go through that, trying to figure it out by himself. And when he did, after he was kept trying and trying, when they finally built that team up, they got rid of him.
So am I saying that? So you think I'm saying that there should be no veterans on the team? Like no
No,
matter
no,
how
no,
many
no.
times I say Cam Thomas and MPJ should be the only vets getting significant minutes playing with the young guys, making the game easier with the young guys, running up and down, learning what it is to play at NBA speed with the young guys. Going to have them go sit and they're not G League type level talent. We've been talking about these players for forever. They're not G League talent. Danny Wolf right now looks better than Claxton. Danny Wolf bust Maluach ass. They talking about Maluach was one of the steals of the draft. Danny Wolf bust his ass. We saw that. We supposed to be building on that. What does it do for the Nets to give Claxton minutes? It does nothing for the Nets. They don't grow. You know you trying to get him up out of here. Everybody knows that.
Yeah,
What
but
does
Bro, they gave him 100 million, bro. They're gonna give him minutes. That's the realistic side of it,
no?
bro.
They
right.
gave him 100. They gave him 100 million last year or the year before last or whenever. It the yesterday's price is not today's
How
price.
you gonna trade this dude if you don't
Yo,
play him, bro? He ain't got no trade value, bro. That's crazy.
Well, he don't have trade value, but you
He
can't have him. You can't have him
He not
just
gonna
because he
have
has
trade
no
value
trade value.
if you don't play
He
these players. They
he
not gonna have
he.
no trade value. So how you talking about?
You know,
Oh, they
if
not gonna be
you
here. How they not gonna be here? Nobody gonna want them on their
listen,
team. Like, oh, give them
I
this shit.
li- can I tell you something? Trade value should have nothing to do with your program to march your organization towards winning again.
it, but
Danny
not,
Wolf, Danny Wolf having playing minutes and having going through growing pains, and that's the thing. I haven't even seen that from him. He's been one of the best players on the Nets in preseason, and they
But
didn't
what?
even let him play. To me, I almost feel like Jordy was saying, "I don't want nobody telling me I have to play these kids, so I'm not playing the minutes like that."
nah. See,
Because
but oh my bad.
because
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, because you can't tell me one of those kids couldn't have got 30 in one of these games. I feel like even Egor coming back from an injury, I get it. He's coming back from an injury, but he's 19 years old. Let the kid be a kid and play.
Yeah, no, but hold on, because I'm gonna ask you a question because I get the kids, let the kids be kids and play, but you got vets like Clax, you got a rebounder in Dayron, you got a different type of center in Danny, right? So now Jordy has these young players that he wanted. He wanted the team younger. The team is younger, right? But Jordy developed. Just say Jordy develops the players in the way that he develops the players, not the way that you think or I think he should develop the players. He has his own way.
See,
And to the
see, that's
hold
what
on,
I'm
hold on, hold on,
saying.
hold on, hold
What
on,
I think don't
hold on, hold on,
matter.
hold on, hold on, hold on, 1 second, right? To Breezy's point about Reese, right? Reese came, even though Reese is older, he came out of the G, right? And every year, Jordy, when I seen Tyrese, I'm like, he gonna make the team. Now Tyrese done went ahead. He done scooped ahead of Jalen Wilson. He done scooped ahead of Drew Timmy. He done scooped ahead of a few people. Keon Johnson not here. But who's here? Tyrese Martin, right? So that means whatever Jordy did for Tyrese Martin, you see Tyrese, even though he's an older player and he might be ended up on another team, like you know what I'm saying, a contender team or a team that's in the middle of the pack that can use Reese later on. You know what I'm saying? You see the development in him. You see everybody's development really slow with Jordy. It doesn't mean that Jordy's not developing in the way that we think he should. He has his own little way of developing players and getting the best out of players. You already know that. So getting them to play like 30 minutes or 20 minutes may not be what these player needs. He might know exactly what they need, or he might not. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying from Reese's point of view, and Dayron and Cam getting Cam to drop 6 assists and not score as much. Like you see the different way that he go about each player differently and have them doing different things. So we may not know what Jordy wants to do with these said players that are younger. You heard?
I I don't understand how any of that helps the Nets going forward. We don't have the Nets don't have their pick in 2027. They got
I got
this
a
pick.
question. I
They
got a
got
question real quick.
they got this pick. They got this pick. I don't see how Tyrese Martin helps the 2027 Nets. He's not gonna be on the team.
But that's the
I don't
hold
see
on.
how I don't see how I don't see how uh most of these guys most of these guys they get to their next contract this contract ends, they getting off this team.
All right,
They
all right, Pod.
they're not a part of the future. I don't
Right.
understand why we wasting so much time on these characters that like you keep saying
Stay
the
right.
way that I want to develop players. It's
Stay
not
right
about
there.
the way I want to. I can't. I'm not qualified to say how to develop to say how to develop a basketball player. But I can observe. I can observe a team that was successful and say, okay, why were they successful? Hmm. the
Right.
OKC Thunder would seem like the best team to kind of look at because they're the champs.
Stay
And
right there.
they won
Stay right there,
60
Pod.
games last year.
Yeah, stay. Hold on, hold
They
on. Let him
won
rebuttal.
60
Let him
games
rebuttal.
last year while being the youngest
Stay
team in the
right there,
NBA.
Pod. Stay right
Oh, see, now
stay
you
right
want to
there.
jump
Let him rebuttal.
now it's jump all over Pod what Pod is
No,
saying now. Go
no,
ahead.
because
No, I'm just saying.
I want to make. I'm trying to get you to. I'm trying to get to the point where you stop, and so we can balance out the conversation because when you say Houston and OKC, right? Isn't that the way their organization did it for their players? That means the coach and the organization had an idea for their players, right?
What
Am
does
I right
that mean?
or am I wrong? It
What
just
does that
draws.
mean, Ice?
What do you
Ice.
mean?
What does that
Hold on.
mean for their players?
For their
No,
players.
they had
Okay.
they had a strategy.
Again. Jordy comes here. Jordy MO is what? When he gets a player, they are better when they leave. When they are ready to go, Jordy that made them better. So his MO is to make the players better. However that is,
What does that
that's
have to
what
do with
his
the
MO
Brooklyn
is.
Nets?
Huh?
What does that have to do with the Brooklyn
He's
Nets?
coaching for the Brooklyn Nets.
No, he's not. Not if he's you talking about when players leave. I don't care about when players leave. You
Nah,
think I care
so
what
now
Schroeder's
see
doing?
now
You think I
you
care what DFS is doing? I don't
nah.
care.
Hold
I don't
on.
care what they're doing.
Nah,
I care that I look at, like I said once again, I'm not a GM. I'm not a scout, but I can observe successful institutions in the NBA. I can look at their results and their outcomes and say, you know what? That method works.
well, that's
That
what I'm
method
saying to you.
makes
Hold
sense.
on.
The method you're talking about, where you're saying Jordy makes players better when they leave, I don't care. It means it's meaningless that these vets are good. It does nothing for the Nets that any of these dudes that was on the team it was good. They're gone. And most
How's
of these
that me?
guys
How's
are
that?
going to be gone too. So
Hold on,
why
hold on.
waste time on the development of the players that are going to be here? Why waste time on their development?
I get the
You have
time, but
nothing to lose.
yeah,
What are you going to lose? Except
not.
you're going to get precious minutes to a player who needs to get better,
I
who
think I
needs to
think
get
you I
adjusted to the
think
speed.
yeah, nah, I think you exaggerating like the man. You would think that they starve and dry minutes like the way you saying it. Hold on,
Say that again. So I
hold on. The rule, hold on. The rule of FN. He said you add time into the G as a source of minutes, then you have a source of development. There will be more time to get stronger. Get used to the space and pace and learn the game. And I said that to say, excuse me, Noah Clowney, he developed in the G League, came up, and he was supposed to be NBA ready after that. So they
Noah,
use the
Noah,
G League to
no,
develop the rookies
You
too.
think Breezy? Honestly, you think Noah Clowney is the same kind of prospect as Drake Powell?
It's not. It's not that hard. It's not
I
that.
don't know nothing about Drake Powell. I'm not talking about that. I'm
Here,
talking about the
let me.
fact what the ruler FN is talking about. He's talking about how the rookies not getting minutes it's not true. They either getting minutes in the G League or they getting minutes with the Brooklyn Nets. But either way, they're getting minutes. That's where I agree with the ruler FN. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't agree with that because when we send players down there, they become G League players. You didn't draft these players to win a G League championship. You drafted these players to be a foundation of your basketball team, of your NBA in Brooklyn
Nah.
basketball team. If you wanted to, don't
You
draft
calling Noah Clowney a
trade the
G League
first round
player?
picks. Go ahead and draft in the second
No,
round and
no,
get
no.
yourself
I'm
a
saying
bunch
you
of G
calling
League
Noah Clowney a
players.
G League player?
Yeah, he's a G League player. What was
All
he,
right.
the
You
20?
calling Tyrese Martin a G League player?
100%. He's a 28-year-old rookie.
Nah, Pod, I
The-
get it, but I get
These are
it, but
not these are
see,
not the
nah,
pet.
cause
Yo,
like, bro, Pod, there's not one way to do this. It's not. That's what I'm saying about our organization. When you look at OKC, right? That they was a decent team, and then they broke it all down. When they broke it all down, they traded for SGA while they was building up. While they got their rookies, they took their lumps. That was for their team. That was their strategy. I know you saying that strategy worked. right?
Right.
But now
But
you're
this,
talking about the
and
hold on. You're
everyone's
talking about
always
hold
brings
on.
up SGA. SGA was a kid when he got traded for. SGA got traded because the team was tanking and didn't want to win and
That
sent
was
them
his
to.
second year. That was his second year.
You know what I'm saying? He was a kid when he got traded for. They
Understood.
knew how good he was gonna be. And guess what? When they got him, they didn't send him to the G League. They played him. They
Because he was
developed him. I cannot believe y'all are watching these great teams being developed all around us, even in the East. Orlando, they let those kids play. They let Suggs play. They let Black play. Everybody was killing Black. Oh, he's a bust. Oh, he's that.
they didn't let
Now they're challenging for the Eastern Conference.
no, but they didn't let Black play like that. They was running Jalen Suggs at point guard. He was still struggling. That's why he was
Yo,
on the bench.
but they didn't send him. They didn't send him to the G League for a month.
Yeah, but Pod, everybody on our
They
team got
played him.
they playing Saraf, and you don't even like that now.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
Ben
about?
Saraf
Pod,
is playing right. Ben
if
Saraf is
you
playing right now, and you
if
ain't even like that.
he's trash, but at least at least they're trying. I'm not even gonna be mad about the fact that they're playing. I rather them play Ben Saraf than play Tyrese at the point or some shit like that. They'll do that shit. They played Keon at the point guard last year. Yo, Jordy is wild for the night. He listen. You can't tell me so because you right. Not every team gonna do it the same way. You could do it like the Knicks. I think the Knicks could never win a championship the way they did it. I feel like you gotta have homegrown players, but they traded for Brunson at a time that Brunson was still developing, and they got him. It almost feels like they drafted him. You know what I'm saying? But that team they put it together as a patchwork team. Me personally, I'd rather do it how Orlando did it, how Cleveland did it. You get your foundational young players, and then you trade and fill in the blanks. That's the way you do it. But you play them dudes. Yeah, Garland was playing. What's his name? The Mobley. Mobley played. Now, guess what? Now you can add pieces. Now you can add a Spider. Now you can add a Jared Allen. And Jared Allen, you got him so young, it feels like you drafted him. You saw the future. You saw where he was going, and you got him. Then you understand? It's like cuffing the players is wasting your time. It really is. It stunts your growth. It keeps the development, the rebuild. It slows the rebuild down, and it doesn't allow you to get to the next point. Play the kids. It's
Nah,
there's no you don't risk to lose nothing. You're not
but
trying to make the playoffs. Play the kids.
yeah, but
That's
our rebuild is basically done except for next year's draft. So you got 3 years with these guys, and like Jordy said, he is going to play the point guards, but I still think Traore is going to end up in the G League instead of Sarah. You know what I'm saying? Traore ain't
yeah.
even he struggled tremendously. He got one way to go, right hand, pick and roll, and speed. That's it for that's he's
No.
shown so far.
Can I
Going
can
to
I
the
tell you
left,
what's wrong? Can I tell you what's wrong with Traore?
Traore. Yeah,
And
not go ahead,
and
go ahead.
I want you to tell me if I'm wrong from what I'm seeing. Traore is not used to like he's used to playing north and south. Like get his speed, get maybe one little pick or one bump coming, and then go. The Nets offense, the wings don't help like that. Even the power forward goes to the 3-point line. So when he comes down, he has to do that DHO. Now you're in the half court. Now you're in a position where you have to do things where strength matters. You got to be able to play a little bully ball because the game is static now. Is that not how the Nets play?
Somewhat, yes. I do believe they don't set enough screens for him or picks because just like me and Leaf and everybody else say, those guys are pick and roll guys. Yegor, Ben Saraf could create a little bit, and Traore, but they need a screen, they need a pick, and he even called for it at times and nobody came up. So you're right on that. But
I'm
also,
just saying the system is set to shoot threes, and the only people who can kind of like not they don't even go to the basket. It's like dribble one move, midi is Michael Porter Jr. and what's his name,
Cam,
Cam Thomas.
Cam,
So So it's like for him, he now has to play a completely different way. His speed don't matter. They don't play end to end. They don't play 94 feet. They play
Well,
half court. They play a
yeah,
half court pace, spaced out ball. And
his,
so he has to learn. Like the reason why Saraf works better is because he's strong. He's more physically developed. Like I don't believe he's 19, but even
I
if
don't know
he
about that part of him being physically strong. He's got a lot of work to do with getting
he's
strong.
physical strength, that's his superpower. I
Wait,
saw I
did you see Scotty Barnes clamp his ass in that first
hold
quarter
on,
yesterday? Come
Scotty
on,
John,
Barnes
Todd,
weighs
come
hold
on.
on,
100
John,
pounds
hold on.
more
Pause.
than him.
Hold
What are
on.
you
Clamp
talking
his
about?
ass sounds inflammatory. Hold
No,
on.
it's not. That's what he did
Hold on.
defensively.
Hold on.
Hey,
Hold on.
yo,
Come on,
hey,
Breeze.
Hold
Grow
on.
up,
yo.
bro. Grow up, bro. Come on.
Yo,
Hold on. Hold on. Javon.
you
Hold
mean to
on.
tell me
Javon
you
Ship.
expect Saraf to be one day in his NBA career as strong as Scotty Barnes?
No,
No, but he has to get physically strong. He wants to be in the NBA. That's him and
He's a
Nolan
physically
Traore. They
strong.
both.
I watched him in real life. He's a physically strong. Like when he does that little spin move, when you know it's coming, it's easy to stop. But not knowing it's coming, he's caught people with that spin move. And the only reason he gets there is because he does that bump with his shoulder. He's strong enough to do
He
that bump,
has some
push off.
fancy interior footwork, but he does got to get stronger defensively, Pod. I don't see it right
He
now. That
stinks defensively, but he's
yeah,
bad defensively because he's slow. He's
all right.
he's
So going back to Traore, right? His speed does matter, and I think he doesn't understand how to use his speed completely because he only has one gear. I think Jay talked about that too.
true. True.
Uh,
That's true.
he only has one gear. If he learns how to slow down just a little bit to throw people off or get a little in and out or a little crossover, I think that'll make a big difference for him because his first gear is like 1 million. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to keep up with him. Now, Saraf, like you said, he is a little bit strong. He looks older
Hold on. Hold on.
than
Ice. Let me ask
yeah.
you this. Ice. Javon Ship in the chat. He said he a moderator on the page. He said Traore can't dribble without a pick. Can't shoot off the dribble at all. Can barely spot up. Can't finish at the rim. Too many flaws to say he's just young. So that means I'm saying that to say I think that he's trying to say that he should go to the G League and develop. Like
Nah,
you still playing them, but
nah.
it's not playing them on the Brooklyn the NBA level.
He is still young. He is still development. If you watch his game overseas, you will see he has more in his bag than what you think, right? And a lot of that comes with adjustment and like Pod saying, time playing. So he's still adjusting to the NBA from being overseas. It's easier for Saraf because he can ISO a little bit and do his move like Pod saying and get to where he got to go. But Traore is a little bit. He's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like Pa say, if you watch him on the team he had, it seemed like it was only him. They would set like 3-4 screens for him just to get downhill. And once he do that, he's at the basket laying up, dunking, doing whatever he's doing. He has more in his bag than what you think. He's not a good off the dribble shooter. He a spot up shooter. He's not a good shooter either. But trust, he has more in the bag than what he showed. I think most of these dudes have more in the bag than what you've seen so far because it's only been preseason and summer league.
Nolan definitely has to get
Nolan
stronger physically
Traore,
too.
Nolan Traore. Where I derive my opinion of him is watching him play against what's the name wasn't there but A Cuff was there. He playing against the best American players, and he gave him 45. Not one of them. Matter of fact, Cam Boozer was in that game. None of them could stop him. He was a monster. And the problem is he went pro last year as an 18-year-old. The other dudes went to college. Playing against college students is much easier than playing against European pros. He went pro last year. It hindered his ability to just go off. Now he's on our team. He's playing in a system that he's never played before against NBA talent at speeds he's never seen before. Once the game slows down for him, he has things that you can measure that you're born with, that you can't teach. You can't like his shot could get better, his handle could get better. Those are skills. But when it comes to raw talent, he has the most point guard raw talent on the team. Now, if we draft Mikael Brown or Darren Peterson, he's gonna be a bench player. Matter of fact, whatever we draft, if we draft up the top three, that we be bench players. But for right now, I think he's the best point guard on the team, talent wise. And which is why he's like a deer in headlights. He's a kid. You have to, when this happens to a kid, you can't just throw him on the bench. Now his confidence is fucked up. You had to put your arm around the kid like you drafted him 5th overall and say, listen, I believe in you. I'm gonna give you these minutes. I'm gonna give you this role. This is what you're gonna do. If you're sending him to the G League, now you know what's in his head? I might be a bust. I might not be good enough. And then you got another Derek Whitehead situation where he's talking about, maybe I belong in the G League and I need to stay here. Nah, man, you got to give players confidence. You got to tell them you're a part of our future and you're a
I
part of
think
what we
Nolan's
do.
I think Nolan's biggest problems are just physicality. He has to get stronger. I mean, you see a lot of these players, the systems they're running, physicality. I think for Nolan and Seraph, Euro style, it's a lot quicker. There isn't as much crazy physicality, but the NBA, they've
No,
learned
it's
quickly,
more
like their
physical, but you're
moves,
right.
their moves get taken away. And I agree with you. Once Nolan can stop the pace of flow and actually understand how to be more consistent as a playmaker, how to develop a better shot, the game will get quicker for him. He has the speed. He just needs to catch up with his own game. I think that's the best way to look at Nolan's first few performances. You've seen little spurts of what could be, but I think it's not a bad thing for him to spend time in the G League because now we know what he has to work on, and
No,
hopefully
once
he'll
they
get
go to
called up and play
once
minutes.
once they go to the G League, I'm never watching them again.
No, no,
Wait,
no.
what?
Once they
Wait,
go
whoa,
to the
whoa,
G League, I
why?
know they
Hold on,
finished.
Why?
hold
Holy
on, hold
sheesh.
on.
Once they go
We
to the
gotta
G
go to
League, I
Ice.
know they
Ice.
Derek. I just
Yeah,
go
Ice.
Derek
Talk to him,
Whitehead.
Ice.
Yo, Pod is an
Period.
extremist, man.
yeah, nah.
Yeah, I don't know which take is worse tonight, him or
Hold on,
Breezy's about the
I got the
Bonsa,
G. Let
bro.
me handle the G. Let me handle the
Huh?
G League. Nah, when
Yep.
you go down to the G pod, it's not the same anymore. So when you go down like Breeze was talking about Noah Clowney, when they went him and Jalen Wilson, when they went down to the G, they made them the guys. They had the ball in their hands. They was the guys. They ran the same offense. They made them the guys. They take all the shots. They doing all the plays. The guys are going to them. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like they going to somebody else when they go down to the G and make that player, you know what I'm saying, the guy. When they go
When I
down to us, they become the guy down there. So whatever they need to work on is hands on. Like, you need to do this down here. We need you to be like this down here. We need you to work on this. And that's what they get them to do. It's not going down there just running rec ball for the G League. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, like more the majority that half the league them been in the G League. No matter if you want a championship, you want a championship roster, playoff roster, you've been in the G. So not putting a knock on the G is not like that, bro. They got Derek is different. Derek had 3 surgeries. He wanted to stay down there because he didn't have his bounce anymore. He was trying to get it back. He didn't feel comfortable. Only thing he felt comfortable with was his shooting. And that's why he stayed down there. But Noah Clowney, once Noah Clowney did his thing and Jalen Wilson did his thing down there, they brought him right back up. You know what I'm saying? Once they started shooting it and getting more comfortable with the offense, they brought him up, and that helped them to get comfortable with the NBA Brooklyn Nets offense. And now Noah Clowney's not going back to the G. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
but
saying?
they about to cut. They about to cut Jalen Wilson. He on the edge of being cut. None of them became any like NBA All Rookie players. I'm not talking about NBA All Stars. I'm talking about NBA All Rookie, like just being one of the best players in your draft year. None, none of them qualify for that. You know why? Because they get buried. The league already talking about the Nets. The Nets players are a bunch of busts. What kind of draft was this? You know why? Because the Nets make their players look bad. The rest of the teams, they giving the kids 28 minutes, 30 minutes, 32 minutes, and they're scoring 24, putting up nice numbers. Everybody on Instagram and on Twitter is putting up their highlights. They'll look at such and such. He looking great. What about the Nets? The Nets
Yeah,
players
but see, time out,
all of them
time
are
out,
trash.
Yo, Pod,
The
they
best
time out,
they
Nets
doing the
player,
time
same
out,
thing over
the
here.
best,
time
the
out,
best
time out.
Nets player is Ben Saraf. You
Yeah,
are
nah, see, hold on,
the
hold on.
league thinks we are a joke,
You
yo.
know what's funny? You know what's funny, Pod? The guys you talk about was known for doing what they are supposed to do. Ace is known for scoring. Coop is known for defense. VJ is known for bouncing and scoring.
Yeah. Did they give him 30 minutes though?
Yeah, nah, but hold on. See what you're
You're
saying? Like
not so
you
it's
talking about
none of that
hold on,
matters. What
hold
matters
on,
is what
hold
is
on,
the
hold on, hold
argument
on,
that we're
hold on,
having.
hold on.
Our argument is, and this is what you have to address. Stop making it all this flowery, like nice talk. Let's be real.
Yo,
Let's be honest with each other, and address what I'm saying. What successfully developed all-star player
None,
developed in the G
right?
League.
None. But you talking about other teams doing this with their players. The other teams have players that are known for doing certain things, right? Like I'm saying,
Drake Powell not known for being
Even Walter
a
Clayton Jr.
defensive
Hold on, hold
demon.
on, hold on, hold on, because I'm about to lay it all out, right? Walter Clayton was known for scoring at Florida. Ace Bailey was known for scoring since high school. VJ Escon was known when he went over to the Bahamas for what he did. What are now you can tell me what our guys are known for and the level they at right
Yeah.
now compared to an Ace Bailey or somebody like that.
Yeah, but you're missing the point. The reason why they're able to show what they're known for, quote unquote, is
Uh-huh.
because they gave them minutes. They're playing 30 minutes. Our guys could barely get 9. You see what I'm saying?
Nah,
Playing
but I'm
12.
saying
If you
I
getting
get it. But
12
hold on, hold
minutes,
on. They got
yo,
they got they
Drake,
got
I mean
they
not
got
Drake.
they got hold on, Pod, hold on, because I'm about to get you to do something. They got the chat listening. What are our guys? The guys that we drafted, what are they known for? What should they be showing? What should our team
I'll
be
tell
letting
you.
them
I'll
display?
tell you. I'll tell you. We drafted the very best. We drafted the very best passer with court vision in Yegor. We drafted the very best defender and athletic player and athletic player. We drafted the point guard with the very best first step, and we drafted the most skilled big who can handle, pass, and score the ball. He now has shown that he can even pay. He can even space the ball. He's been shooting from 3,
And he's not
but he
playing.
he can't get 6 minutes. He
Yep,
played 6 minutes, and
that was
and
pathetic.
all both him and Drake lead the team in plus minus.
Yep,
Not MPJ, not Cam Thomas, not any.
hell
Those
no.
two players lead the team in plus minus. You know what that means? When they come in the game, they don't fuck up the game.
You
But I'd like to see them get some minutes and see what they could do. But that's not the priority in this team. The priority for Jordy was to make the veterans gel, and that is a mistake, and that's what we're arguing about. But we keep
Bro, no,
making it
it's
about
not
all
in
this
the
other shit.
not in the preseason. You act like they stole minutes. You talking about stealing
Pre
preseason minutes?
preseason is when you play the kids. It's
He did play
there's
them.
nothing
He
at
did.
stake. It's preseason. How you gonna tell me they played the kids, Breezy, when they're both averaging under 14 minutes?
Bro, he played all of them, and he wanted to see if the veterans had any chemistry together.
So
I see
so
what Jordy
playing
did.
nine so playing Danny Wolf 9 minutes was right.
No, me
Yeah,
personally, I feel like
no.
he
yeah.
Yeah.
played. I
Yeah,
feel like they did. No,
hold
I feel
on,
like
Yo,
they did
cause
play every.
I get your point. But if you got Claxton and you got Dayron and you know they getting paid and they gotta play, bro, and they there, like you unless you move one of them, he gotta those are their minutes. And plus, like I said, Jordy trying to win. So like Breezy saying, I watch all the teams do the same thing. I didn't watch teams play all preseason game where they start. Even the Warriors play these starters all the way to the third quarter. I know I'm saying that they're an older team, anyways, but
they're
I'm just saying
preparing
there's been
for a
teams who
playoff
played,
run. They're
huh?
preparing the Warriors are preparing for a playoff run.
In the preseason, there are a
They're
lot of teams that
yes.
did that though.
Yes, they're installing how they're gonna play for a playoff run. We are
No,
not the Golden State Warriors. We are
not
developing players for a future team that's gonna
yes,
be good.
but
Not these
also,
niggas. These niggas is not gonna be a part of it.
Pod,
Pa, we got to play the regular season, so we got to do something similar to that too, bro.
Of
You know what
pod,
I
course,
mean?
you
pod,
play the kids.
pod,
You let them grow.
pod.
Losing the games don't mean nothing right
Pod,
now.
Pod, I agree with you. December 15th and February 5th, hopefully you get the answers you want with that because that's
You
when there will be
you
movement and hopefully more minutes for the young
John,
guys
you were
will
here
open up.
last year with that bullshit.
No, I understand. I understand. But if we're looking at this logistically, you and I know the guys that shouldn't be on the team right now. We know the guys who should be getting playing time right now. And hopefully December 15th and February 5th, Sean and Joe will take this actually seriously and realize that Dybantsa, Peterson, and Boozer are next level talent, way more next level than what you currently have as far as versatility goes. And if
John,
they screw that up from the 7th to February 5th, they have nobody to blame but themselves. I'm not to blame. You're not to blame. Nobody's to blame. But the front office has been
Man, just need the
holding this
cue for
team.
y'all.
The
I'm
front office has been
wishing
holding
on
this
a
team
star.
through this crazy era for 10 years. That's what it comes
I
down
know
to.
where you are.
But
wishing
Todd,
I'm
on
wishing on a
Yo,
dream.
every
I love
time
that
Ice come
song.
on, you play that music. You put that's his theme music from now on. You're wishing on the rainbow as long as I hope the G League niggas come for the
Oh man.
Push
wishing
nah,
that.
but
on the
I love that
there's
song.
gonna be playing
That
time.
is my song. That's my shit.
There's gonna be playing time for these rookies to play this season. You know we ain't winning that many games, Pod. So it ain't nothing to you know what I'm saying. But for preseason to be like they should be playing like 30 minutes in preseason, bro. Like I said, I didn't watch all the games, a lot of games in preseason. I done seen a lot of teams take starters out. I done seen a lot of teams play starters. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the third quarter, don't let their rookies get too much time. I didn't see OKC do that at times. They did it on and off games. Like they play one game starters, the other game they won't, the next game starters, and running like that. I seen teams do a lot of things. Every team did something different. No team did the exact same thing in preseason. You know what I'm saying? Everything was different for every team that I looked at. You know what I'm saying?
Every
But
team got different situations, so they
I,
trying. Different teams need to see different shit. Our team
I
right
didn't
now
bring
is
up I
fucking
brought
Hunger
up
Games.
I
That's
brought
yeah,
up
what it
Hunger
winning
is.
Games,
teams.
Jay.
I brought up winning teams, and you know what? You're right. It's it. I've been using that term the whole off season. It should be the Hunger Games in there, but you can't. If you watch the Hunger Games, there wasn't no 30-year-old people playing in the Hunger Games. It was kids. You
Yo,
play
you
the
stupid.
Hey
kids
yo,
You
to
stupid.
see.
Wow.
You
You
play the
stupid. That's
kids,
funny as hell.
right? But am I right?
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
it ain't.
saying?
This
You
is the
play the
NBA, not
kids.
not the Hunger
Pod,
Games for real.
yo,
Yo, it's the
pod,
Hunger Games. It's the Hunger. These niggas is playing for $1 million contracts.
pod.
It
You know
does
what be
nothing
you
for
know
the
Yo,
Brooklyn Nets to
listen,
develop
may the
Tyrese
favor be
Martin.
with you, man. Like if you get the minutes, you get them. You
pod.
got to, and you got to do what you do in the minutes that you get and
You,
perform. And if you
Even if
don't,
they do
you
what they do, they not gonna let them play. How
nah,
you
pod, you
gonna
know
be?
when they
How
should
you
let
gonna
him
they
be?
gonna
play?
How they
play,
It,
didn't?
bro.
They
pod,
didn't fuck up the game. That's the thing. That's why I keep quoting the plus minus. If you have a positive plus minus, that means as a rookie, you come into the game, you're not fucking up the game.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
you're not
holding the
in
team
practice
back.
with them though.
pod. You know when these
Okay.
rookies should be getting a lot of
You got to
minutes.
take.
Then you know what?
Pod.
Shut down the
Yo,
podcast. No more podcasts. We don't
no,
Well,
look at the
no,
games.
pod.
no. What
We
I'm
don't
saying
watch the
is,
games and analyze what we see. We don't base anything off what we see. I'm watching all this basketball so
nah,
we can talk about
all takes,
basketball.
nah,
And nah, no, let's not talk. Matter
all
of fact,
takes are
let's just do it
necessary.
like Ice do it.
Nah,
Everybody's gonna make it.
Yo,
all takes are
Everybody's gonna
necessary.
develop in the G League. Whoop de doo.
Oh, word! They're trying to come at your G League handle.
Yeah,
I
I don't know why. I
man.
don't know why they lose
Everybody,
every time.
we,
Hey,
we wishing
my
on a
G League.
star.
Hold on,
We
Paul.
battle.
My G League takes is undefeated. You know what I'm saying? I'm undefeated with the G League. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta stay in the NBA.
Yo, you know
oh,
why your G League tapes undefeated? Because it's like an Altima. You know what I'm saying?
You said
You
like an
driving an
ultimate.
Altima, it's gonna drive. You got a 2004 Altima, that shit gonna get you from
I
point
like
A to
Ultimas.
point B.
Ultimas is cool, man.
You know
Yo,
what I'm saying? Hey, it's a I said it's a good reliable car.
Ultima's
But in order to
reliable.
win in this league, you need Ferraris.
yo,
You can't be parking your Ferrari
hey,
in a
yo.
garage that has Altimas in it.
Nah,
You,
that's
you
funny though.
understand what I'm saying?
No, I'm
Like
with you, bro.
Drake
All it takes is
Powell,
needed.
Drake Powell may not be a Ferrari. Drake Powell is like a
yo,
Tesla.
you
But
Pod,
gotta
that
pod,
build
Tesla runs
culture though.
faster than all this
pod.
shit
You
out
you know
You
here.
when
gotta
these pod.
build culture. You can't just throw the babies out there and let them drown. You
Who
can't do that.
No,
who you
that's a fair
building the
point, Jay.
culture
But let me
with?
say this to Pod.
You
You know what it
building
indicate?
what
Pod.
culture are you
Let me say this
building
one
with
thing, Pod.
Highsmith?
Here's an indicator if we know Jordy's actually going to take this seriously. In the we got to play some good back-to-backs this year. In that second game of the back-to-back, that's when Jordy should play his vets less than 20 minutes, play all these young guys more than 20 minutes. In last year's back-to-backs, they were playing the vets 30, 40 minutes in back-to-back games. Like, what are we
Why do
doing
you
here?
think he's gonna
Like
change?
that can't happen this year. I agree with you on this. That second half of back-to-backs, we should be seeing stat lines of Wolf and Powell with like 20 minutes.
Never.
It has to be.
Never.
It has to be, or
They'll
else this
be
is
in the
going to
G
potentially
League.
go. It's going to blow up in our face. It has to be. Like I agree with you on that note.
Bro,
That
I
That's
feel
the
has to
whole
like,
change this
point,
year.
John. You can't
yo,
come and
these minutes are
make my
gonna
whole
get
point and then fucking say I agree with you.
no, but what I'm trying to tell y'all is these minutes are gonna get spread like mustard.
No, they're
Everybody
not.
is getting minutes.
Why
Every,
haven't they?
and,
Why haven't they?
and
What makes you think? What
no,
makes
I'm
you
telling
think
you,
that
you gotta let
that's
me
gonna
finish.
happen
You gotta let me finish
in the real games and it didn't happen in the preseason?
Because Jordy is trying to run it. One, it did happen in the preseason, and two, Jordy is trying to run this European style offense, European style play, style of play. So I feel like he's going to play different people, different amounts of minutes based on the situation of, based on the matchup that we playing. Because he feels that the strength of this team is going to be versatility and having different players at same positions that could do different things. So you just gotta let him work. You gotta see what he gonna do. But that's what I seen from the preseason so far.
That's not what I've seen, which is an opinion. And then factually, the young players are averaging less than 14 minutes per game. The Nolan is the only one that even comes close to Saraf, who's getting 22 minutes per game. They didn't get minutes. They didn't get minutes in the preseason is because he's preparing his rotations on how he's going to play. He was more worried about who was going to win the battle between Zaire and
What you mean?
dudes from last year.
Danny Wolf closed like 2 or 3 of those games. He was in there
He
fourth
he didn't
quarter
play
closing the game.
he didn't play any of the first 3 quarters. Why
It
would you
still
do
was
that? What is so special about Nick Claxton that you wouldn't give this kid a chance to show what he's
$100
got?
million.
One of the worst contracts ever
You
handed out
already
for a
Like,
gave
big
y'all
it
ever
man
to
with
seen
him.
zero accolades.
what
You
was
One
already
of
that
the
gave it
one
gold
of
to
the
him.
member?
worst contracts handed out to a player with
100
zero accolades to their name. One of the worst contracts ever handed out. That's what that will be
that's what
remembered for.
separates him.
Yeah, he took the
So as
money and
long
then
as
he's
he's
like,
here, he
I just have a
starts.
bad year.
So let me get this
Yes.
right, Joe. Let me get this right, Jay. So as long
Yes.
as Claxton is here, he starts.
Yeah, unless he gets injured and then Dayrod starts.
Dayron was playing better than him last year in plus and minuses. Like
So
we all saw that.
when does the draft? So you're one of the G League people too. So send Danny Wolf to the G League.
Nah,
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Wolf plays the 4.
No, Wolf's a
Nah. You
five.
know
Wolf's a
what?
five.
You
Wolf
know
is a
what?
point guard.
What
No.
He's
about
not
this?
a forward though. He's not a forward though,
You
Jay. He's
know
not a
what?
forward though.
See, nah, because you overlooking the G. First of all, there ain't that many centers down there in the G. But if you gave Danny the opportunity to go down there and run point
He's
center
gonna
for the
do the
G
Drew
League,
Timmy.
hold
He's gonna
on. You
turn to
give,
Drew Timmy, come back with his I'm having 31-point games and 9
but
rebounds in the
that's
G.
how he grow his that's how you grow
Yo,
his confidence. You want him to have that confidence to
Timmy
come
was
into
a
the league.
fucking mirage.
Nah, it's not a
Like he was
mirage. It's
busting
not a
ass in the
mirage.
G League. What is Drew Timmy? Drew Timmy's a good player. Was he not busting ass in the
Drew,
G League? Didn't he average like
Drew Timmy was
26?
He's
busting
off
ass on
the
our
team,
team, bro.
Pod.
Huh?
He's off the team,
That's not
man.
the point,
Drew
John.
Timmy was
No,
busting
it is
ass
the
on our
point. He's
team
not on the
too.
No, it's
team
not.
anymore. Yes,
No,
it
it's
is.
not. I'm talking about what the G League means in the bigger picture of basketball. You
It
can't fucking
mean,
tell me. You can't
the,
fucking tell me that Drew Timmy's 50-point games back to back in the G League made him a professional NBA player. Made him
nah, it
a
just,
future
hold on.
star. He's
Nah, so
not.
that's
He's
not,
trash. He's
Todd,
trash.
that's not what that
Is Drew
means,
Timmy
bro.
trash? Is Drew
Nah,
Timmy trash?
hold on. That's not what it means, bro. There's plenty of meanings to people that go down to the G. Like,
Oh my God, Joe.
hold on. I got you. You
Did he
want to talk
dominate him?
about?
No,
Hold
but why
on. You
won't you
want to
answer
talk
my
about it? I'm gonna
question?
give you the explanation. Right? There's guys who go down there that's not good enough to make the NBA. There's guys down there waiting for an opportunity who is good enough for the NBA. There's guys that's right in between the NBA and the G League, and they're not good enough to stay in the NBA, and they're too good for the G League, so they got to go overseas. Drew Timmy is too good for the G League. They can't do nothing with him in the G League. Now on the NBA level, he's okay. He's not a star. He could probably be on somebody's bench, given probably
He's
like they
not an
ninth or 10th
NBA
man.
player.
He
was
could still
cut
Nah, he'll
off
be a
the
bench guy,
roster of
he
the
could probably
NBA.
be in the league, but he might be out. He's not a center. He's not a power forward. So I say he's an okay player. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the G mean. There's plenty of levels. And just because you're down in the G League don't mean that you're not an NBA player, bro. It don't mean that.
I don't think it does any good for a player who is as good as Danny Wolf or as good as Drake Powell or as good as Nolan Traore. I don't think Traore is going. I think Wolf and Powell are probably the ones that are going to go.
It shouldn't be. Nolan needs more time to get stronger and understand his playmaking game. I think we saw the competition in preseason training camp. Nolan is the far behind right now. Not incredibly far behind, but he's the farthest behind who we drafted right now, Pod. So I
If you look at
don't
it,
think Wolf
if
and
you
Powell
look
should
at
be
it
in that G League.
statistically, it's the same shit. To
Not
be
really.
honest,
No, not really. I mean, Wolf is a way better playmaker than Nolan is right now, and we already know what Powell defensively
yeah,
better,
but
athletically better. I mean, Nolan is not really shown much of his skill set
who
yet
gets to the
because he's been
basket and draws
overwhelmed.
fouls more?
Right now, I think Wolf is showing a bit more of going to the rim a bit more right now than Powell
Wolf is not
and Nolan.
I'm talking about out of the point guards.
Out of the point guards,
Yegor.
it's a little tough right now to see that right now. I think Egor, though, has the potential. Egor made a lot of free throws the other day,
Yegor, they never even let him dribble the ball up.
but he was at the free throw line. Yes,
Because
in
he
He
can't
was at the
yesterday.
dribble
free throw.
like that, Pod.
He was getting DHOs and he was
But wait, but
he
Pod,
was doing
he
curls
got to
around.
the free throw line the other day. No one has really gone to the free throw line like that.
Yeah, yes, he has. He's gotten to the free throw line more than Dan.
Wait,
What's the name
what?
did? Look at
Pod.
these stats.
Yegor,
His stats aren't that impressive, Pod.
They're not. They're
Based on
not.
preseason.
hold on, Pod. Saraj is the best ball handler out of those three. Yegor is probably second, and Traore is last. Yegor can't dribble like that either, bro. He can't dribble the ball like that. He struggles to bring
That's
the
what I
ball up
just
as
said.
well.
That's what I just said. I think Nolan, having seen Nolan handle and be the point guard for 30 plus minutes, Nolan has a good handle. What he doesn't have is strength. He gets
I
in the
couldn't agree on
NBA,
that.
people in the NBA, people bump you off your path. That's why if go look at a picture of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in Kentucky coming out and as a rookie and look at how his body was built compared to like what he has done since. You need the strength to come to take it all the way in to the hole in the NBA. He doesn't have it right now. So, but Yegor with those big ass shoulders, he looks. I always say he looks like Tamiko Toko Shangalia. Y'all remember him? Toko Shangalia, former net legend. But he's a big, Mediterranean looking dude, like big shoulders. He's 6'7", right? So
His
he's a big
3-point shot,
dude.
though's coming along,
He's
though, right?
he's a big dude, but he can't even make a layup.
But he made it.
He,
Wait. His 3-point shooting, though, which was one of the weaknesses, is way better than Seraph and Nolan's right now. Can't deny that, Bod.
who's 3-point shooting?
Yegor's. Have you seen it in
Yeah,
Summer League
I,
and the one
I,
game
I'm
yesterday?
the
He
one
can
who
knock that
told
three way
you.
better than he
I'm the
did
one who
with
told you that
BYU.
they're gonna play Yegor at the 3, and they're gonna play him like a wing. And how are
Yeah,
they playing
we
him?
all kind of
They're
understanding of
playing
that.
him
Yeah,
like a wing. They're playing
yeah,
him
but
like a
he
wing. You know why? Because of what I saw when they started playing conference play at BYU. When they started playing conference play and they started blitzing him full court with two people, they realized he doesn't have a solid dribble. So that's when his draft stock fell. At one time, there was people's like, oh, he's gonna be fifth or fourth or seventh or somewhere like they thought he was gonna definitely be top 10, right? And then he fell because during conference play they were blitzing him and they didn't even know how to counter it because his handle wasn't that good. So now
no,
on the Nets, he can't bring the ball up because everybody knows what he can't do, and he's
No, Pot,
6'9".
I agree with you that his interior game needs a lot of work. The fact he only had like one dunk in summer league, that was a little concerning. Like, he can shoot the three, but it's your interior game that has to
Nets
matter.
have two
Dribbling
other
as well.
players
I
that have
agree
never
with
gotten a
you.
dunk in their career.
I agree he has to work on those things, but this is what we're going to see. If he gets strong and puts on maybe 10 more pounds this next year, he already put on 10 now, maybe put some more pounds this year, maybe they'll get better in the interior. He does need to get stronger and show some type of interior presence. I agree with you, but he is getting better with his scoring. We're seeing it little by
Who we
little.
talking about?
Hold on,
Diego?
y'all.
Jacob.
Hold
Yeah,
on, y'all.
Diego's fine.
Hold on, y'all. I want to say, Claude Smith, he a moderator on this page. He said, "Damn good discussions tonight." That's because of more pod throwing the ice. I never really seen them going back and forth. I was kind of surprised that it happened the way it did. It was great though. This was a dope show. Shout out to This Is JTV. Shout to John. Shout to Ice. Shout to Pod Throwing. Shout to Leaf. Shout to, you know what I'm saying, everybody that joined the panel. Shout to the whole chat. Shout to all of y'all, man. Y'all already know Nets fans is the best fans. I'm gonna start it the way I ended it. I'm gonna end it the way I started it. I think Cam Thomas and Egor and AJ Dybantsa, if that happens, that will be the future of the Brooklyn Nets. I would like to see that. You know what I'm saying? That'll happen. I will be live for approximately 5 minutes. Hold on. And on that note, you know, again, man, if I can bring back when, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm coming back tonight. You know what I'm saying? But that being said, I feel like I am going to look forward to what kind of player development we are going to see, what kind of minutes the rookies will get. We're going to have a close watch on that because we all know we're not watching the win column. We are, but we not. The macro story is going to be who's developing out of these rookies. The record is going to be contingent on us chasing a lottery pick. Fair to say. But yeah, man, we're gonna be back with more content really soon. And I apologize about saying we don't need AJ Dybantsa because we got Zaire Williams. Even if we got Zaire Williams, we still need AJ Dybantsa. So hopefully that call worked. I'm gonna try to find out and answer that question for y'all.
It
If
only took
it
2 years to get you there.
right, if there was ever a time in the NBA where they drafted from the same college back-to-back seasons. I'm gonna find that out for y'all, and I'm gonna get back to
I can
y'all.
answer that question for you, Breezy.
Right,
Yes,
right.
there's been several times that someone picked University of North Carolina player or Duke player, and I think there's another off-brand school that had back-to-backs. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
happened
because
many
my thing
times.
is two college plays. Like you see the thing with the Sacramento Kings, what was Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. You've seen the Knicks. You've seen different college players play on the same team, but I'm not sure if there was ever an NBA team that went back-to-back drafts going to the same college. I
Yeah,
don't know if it ever happened. I'm gonna find that out for y'all though. But
yeah. No, I'm telling you, it's happened before. I think
we're
it.
gonna see the team that it happened and players that it happened with. On the next one. Shout out to all of the Nets fans. We the best fans. You gotta know that. Later, y'all. Peace.